Hello everyone. So now Guidely has come up with a new course, and this time it is Certified Credit Professional by the IIBF. Myself, Rachna Sheth. I'm a former banker. I have worked with a nationalized bank for 9 years. I have been a concurrent auditor at another reputed nationalized bank for 2 years. I'm MBA Finance by qualification, and my entire exposure and the experience in the industry is into credit and advances. I will be taking this entire course for you. In this particular presentation, we will look at what is the syllabus of the course, what is the examination pattern, and how the course has been designed. Let's move on. Who is the target audience of the course? The target group is existing as well as newly posted officers. For the existing officers who are already working in the operations side or even the credit side for that matter, things are very complicated in credit. Nobody will come and teach you and explain everything with definition in credit. When you apply for this course and you go through the course, you will understand the basic terms of credit. Your fundamentals will be clear and it will be easier for you to work in the credit department. Also, for the newly posted officers who are new to banking, this course is good enough to make you to understand the basic fundamentals of credit. For those persons who are working or who are identified for the credit department, and especially in the sanction committees, many officers are working at branch level. When you are working well, you can be identified for a next level, that is the sanctioning committees that are at the regional office, at the zonal offices, or you can also be a part of the committee in the processing team in the retail loan sanction department or the MSME sanction department. Even for them, you need to be very affluent as far as credit knowledge is concerned when you are working with these kind of teams. This course gives you the in-depth knowledge of what is to be done in each proposal. How do you read the financial statements, how do you interpret the ratio analysis, and how do you understand each concept of the credit. Also, for those who want to come to a bank under the specialized segment, under the specialized credit officers, for them even the course is very good. What is the methodology? This particular course has two components. First is the online examination, and then after completion of an online examination successfully, you have to enroll for the classroom training. The online examination is of 100 marks and there will be 100 MCQs. There will be 100 objective types question. The questions can be the situation analysis as well as problem based question. It will be an online examination. There is no negative marking. That is a plus side of this examination. The duration of the exam is 2 hours and minimum passing marks is 50 marks out of total 100. When you successfully complete or clear the online mode of examination, you have to enroll for the virtual training or classroom training. You can enroll either for the virtual, wherein the training will be online, or you can also opt for few centers that is already given in the guidelines that is available on the IIBF. In the training, 50% weightage is given for the attendance and 50% weightage is given for the MCQs. So there will be total 50 MCQs and the passing marks for the MCQ is minimum 25 marks. To reiterate, there will be an online examination followed by a virtual training. In the virtual training, 50% weightage will be given to the attendance and 50% for the MCQs. Let's go through the syllabus of this entire course. There are 5 modules, modules A to E. Module A is about introduction and overview of credit. This is the first module and it gives you the rough idea as to how the credit looks like, and it takes you through various concepts on a superficial level. The chapters will be principle of lending, credit policy, types of borrowers, types of credit facilities, the credit delivery, credit appraisal, and credit rating. As you can see from the chapters, it will introduce you to the concept of credit. You will understand what is a credit policy and why it is devised, what are the components of credit policy, what can be the type of borrowers, what are the types of credit facilities, the fund-based, the non-fund-based, how do you deliver the credit, that is the entire process from the when the customer approaches the bank to the final sanctioning and disbursement of credit. Then how do you carry out the credit appraisal of the proposals, and finally how do you carry out the credit rating. This will make you acquainted with the words and terminologies that were to be used in credit. Module B is about analysis of financial statement. Both Module B and Module C are very important, and they are the main pillars of credit. Chapter 7 is about the financial statement. It's all about learning how do you read the P&L, how do you read the balance sheet, and what does each head of P&L and balance sheet signify. Project and term loan appraisal. Chapter 9 is about working capital assessment. Chapter 10 is on the non-fund based credit facilities. Various non-fund based credit facilities like letter of credit, the bank guarantee, the bill discounting, etc. Module D is about the other credits. Apart from the MSME advance and the big project finance, what are the other types of loans? It can be export finance, it can be priority sector lending, the government sponsored schemes, because banks have to, they are the main drivers of all the government sponsored schemes, right? So you will study about various government schemes, the NABARD schemes. In chapter 13 is the retail loans, that is all the small ticket size loan or the loans that we use in our daily banking operations, even the housing loan, education loan, personal loan, credit card, etc. The final module is all about what happens after all the loans are disbursed. That is the monitoring and supervision aspect of the credit. In this chapter, we will see the documentation, the types of charges, follow-up and supervision, the management of impaired assets. Management of impaired assets is about that what happens and how will you manage those assets that are not standard assets, and what are the rules that they have to follow. Fair Practices Code on Lenders Liability. As you can see, the entire all the modules are made in such a way that each module will give a idea as to how this particular segment of credit functions. Say how the working capital segment functions, how the project appraisal functions, and finally how the monitoring and supervision functions. They all are very important pillars of credit. Why Guidely? Why? This is a very important slide. Why do you want to choose us for enrollment of this course? So first of all, this entire course is designed in such a way that the concepts are very easy to understand. All the PPTs that we have made are entirely from the Banker's Handbook on Credit Management. This is the same book that has been prescribed by the IIBF. We have covered entire syllabus. Teaching will be entirely using PowerPoint presentations. Interactive graphics are used for the clarity of concepts. You won't know, but the book is of almost of 850 pages. It is a very lengthy book, and especially when you are working. Me as a ex-banker also, we understand that how difficult and how hectic the working hours are. When you get this kind of PowerPoint presentations, it is very easy to understand the concepts and to learn the concepts as well. As soon as you enroll the course, you will know that how interactive graphics have been used so that the data does not look raw, and they will make you it will make very interesting for you to learn also. It covers all the important topics, though it is in the form of PowerPoint presentations, but all the important concepts are covered. We have made sure that no topic is missed. MCQs that are given at the end of each chapter in the book have been covered in the PPT also. Important annexures that are given in the chapters are also included in the PowerPoint presentation so that you don't miss out even on the annexures part. The PPT in itself is suffice for studying as well as for quick revision. The PPT has been made in such a way that you can just go through the PPT, you will start understanding the concepts, and even at the last time during the examination time, you can just have a quick revision by studying the PPT only. The joining link for this batch is given in the description of video. If you want to clear the examination quickly and fast, then please do join our batch, and we guarantee you that we have tried our best to cover the syllabus very well and will give you assured results. Thank you so much.